Hey everyone, welcome back to Springs of Living Water channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I want to share with you what I've learned. I titled this message, Stop for the One. Jesus' ministry was all about stopping for that one person. So I want to share with you a story that I encountered when I was in Ethiopia on my mission field. I'm going to tell you, this is a real story. I'm going to read it to you. And it comes from just my experience, one of my experiences in Ethiopia. When I met Sarah, a name that I just decided to give her since I do not want to disclose her real name, she was standing outside of a bar. If you take a look inside, you could see easily so many young women just like her. She was standing wearing a beautiful white dress around 11 p.m. in Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. My missionary friend and I passed her, and I heard the voice of God. Jesus said, stop and speak with her. I walked and I told her that Jesus loves you. And she said, me? And I said, yes. And she looked kind of confused, but tears came running from her eyes. It's interesting because all I said was, Jesus loves you. And although she was confused, I had to break the ice and said, hey, can I buy you a water? And I bought her a bottle of water. It was she was next to a shop. And I said, I pray that this becomes a living water for you. And I gave her that water. She took the water and decided to give it to her friends. And she also gave me and my other missionary friend a quick hug. And she ran inside the bar, got her cell phone, and came out and said, can I have your number? And I said, yes. And she decided that she was going to call me the next day. And as she promised, she called. So we met from then on every Wednesday, and I got to hear her story, which I will not tell you her story right now, but maybe in the weeks to come, I will share those with you. But it goes back to when I was saying, how can we stop for the one? What does that look like? You know, Jesus, his whole ministry was walking, stopping, listening to stories after stories. And that's how he made an impact. In the Bible, on John chapter 8, verse 4, there's a story that we read. I'm going to read it for us. And I want you to imagine this as I'm reading. And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years, but no one could heal her. She came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak. And immediately her bleeding stopped. Who touched me? Jesus said. When they all denied it, Peter said, Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you. But Jesus said, no, someone touched me, and I know that power has come outside of me. Then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at his feet. In the presence of all the people, she told why she had touched him and how she can be instantly healed. Then he said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace. First thing I want you to notice is when you stop for the one person across the street, or in my case as a missionary, walking at 11 p.m. in Ethiopia in front of a bar, seeing a broken, marginalized young lady just ready to give her body away. All I could do is say, Jesus loves you. But what can you do when you're driving and when you're eating out, when you're talking to your friends? What can you do to talk to someone that is broken? First thing you have to notice that God notices them and God notices you. See, the woman, it says, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at his feet. She could not go unnoticed. And there are times where you may feel that you're going unnoticed, that God cannot see your circumstances. He cannot see what you're going through. The truth is, there's nothing that is secret. Everything is open with him. The second thing that we have to see is there's power that is waiting to be released for you and others. But the thing is, are we willing to take that step so that that power of Jesus could be resurrected through us? Jesus said, someone touched me. I know that power has gone out of me. How can we be used in such a mighty way where we can see that God's presence goes through us and touches other people's lives? That's what it looks like to stop for the one. There's power, impartation, and that Jesus heals them. The third is become part of the story that God is writing, not only in your story, but in the story of others. If we can just stop one moment for others, stop for that one person that is hurting, stop for that one person, that child, stop for that one woman, stop for the one person that we are always encountering. There's something that God is doing, writing their stories, and who knows, you might be part of their healing process. See, the story here in Luke 8, chapter 8, verse 4, is all about the story of freedom. It's about the story of liberation. And really, it's about the story of love. And we get to be part of that because that's what Jesus is doing in our lives. So after the young lady in Ethiopia took my number, we decided to continue that relationship. And I still talk to her once in a while. And it seems as if God just used me. And he uses so many other people to touch the lives of other people. The only thing that he's asking you today is, could you stop for the one person that is hurting and see the glory of God? Because God is always, always doing great works in the lives of others. It's up to us to be part of it. So that's a word I have for you guys. And thank you for listening. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and also write down on the comments what are your God moments and how can you be used in the power of God. Thank you for listening. Bye.